JoySparklebS, I'm sorry. I know I've said this a lot, but if I look really tired, it's like 4 in the morning. I've stayed up all night waiting for Ralph Retort's Killstream to post because, oh, they were sharing some stories and spilling all kinds of tea all over the fucking place. On the table, on the floor, on the carpet, it was just tea everywhere. So what happened? Okay, so this deals with MundaneMatt, some real weird recordings, Kilroy 2017, crazy hair, who was somebody who was there who like did some weird shit, and this woman, as we all know, based mama, or as she has now called herself as the victim, Victoria. She was the co-founder of Kilroy. Oh, it's so good, it's so good, you guys. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of commentary. I'll make little notes here and there, but there's some really, really funny shit. I stayed up and I was like, me and my girlfriends were texting each other laughing about this, and I was like, I have to put this out. I don't care if I don't get any sleep. I will sleep another day. This is too funny. So, I guess without further ado, here are these recordings with Matt. The first one, Matt is talking about gay sex and how he would possibly let guys pound him in the butt. So let's take a listen.
Everyone in, like, you go to Los Angeles and looking at, like, you know, what would be a 10, and let's say like Toledo, Ohio, you know, a Toledo 10 would be like a 4 in LA. Wow.
Aren't all the Instagram thoughts in LA?
A lot of them, yeah. Oh no, a lot of them are either in LA or like Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I will say this though. The Vancouver, British Columbia has produced the highest amount of Playboy Playmates than any other region on Earth. So, Canada, they've done something right. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, like I went to a Kylie Minogue concert when I lived in LA. My buddy really wanted to go see Kylie Minogue, so we went to go see her. You know, so we're two fat bearded men going to
the fuck?
the West Hollywood gay icon, you know, concert, and I have never been fucked more in my entire life. And these are the dudes who were fucking me were like fit, you know what I mean? Like these dudes worked out, they all had like 6-packs, and I'm going like, if I were gay, I would let you fuck me.
What? What? No! If I were gay, oh wow, that was quite a money quote there. I'm not gonna finish it because it would get clipped out from me saying it, but yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so chat's already mentioned that needs to be on the soundboard. I think that's a given. Yeah, that has to be on there.
That's a clip.
All right. Let me look through the list here. First off, gentlemen, any thoughts about that portion? Oh wait, somebody said play it again. Yeah, maybe we should play that again. Hold on. Let me cue that one up one more time. Just the end there. Hold on.
I think he summed it up himself pretty well. I don't think we need to say anything about that one. I think he did it for us.
All right, let's hit that ending again. The last 16 seconds or so.
And these are the dudes who were fucking me were like fit, you know what I mean? Like these dudes worked out, they all had like 6-packs, and I'm going like, if I were gay, I would let you fuck me.
Just the last sentence, if I were gay, I would let you fuck me. And then the other thing that I thought was funny is, did he say these guys are fit or thick? I'm hearing the word thick, and I'm like, I thought that was what you say to a woman that's curvy. What does thick mean on a guy? Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and continue these recordings. Next one, he's talking about, God, I'm too tired. What's the PC word, y'all? It's where, like, a man becomes a woman, and like, the surgery, and you make it into a vagina. Well, he's talking about all the information on how to fuck it and whether or not it's pleasurable. This is so weird. All right, just have a listen.
It's like, I actually am glad she's keeping her dick though, because like that's just too much shit to fucking do. Like, and to lose your dick like that, I don't know. It's like you're trading it out. It's like, oh yeah, I'm getting rid of like 95%. Just like, this is a little bit more. But no, the problem is that you lose so much pleasure from cutting off your dick. Like a fucking like
No,
a
I get
vagina
that.
like that is not the same. Like I would like honestly, if I was ever to like get in a serious relationship with a trans girl, I'd be like, if you cut your dick, like I'm done. I'm not gonna have you fucking ruining your life and shit.
It's gonna get weird, but don't they turn the dick inside out, and that way, like, you can still fuck the dick backwards or whatever?
No, it's like they cut it and then they invert it and then they place bits in pieces of the penis around the labia, and then they create like an artificial clitoris, and you have to dilate the.
I guess look, the best part about that is that I guess the pussies look pretty good from what what I've heard.
Oh no, they look good, but it's like
you know what, you can't.
From what I've
they
heard,
can't get pregnant. So you know,
well, what's even
like,
the point? I don't
he
care
heard
if they
that.
get
It's
pregnant
just
or not.
you know what, it's just I mean if you start dating a trans woman who's has like the sex change surgery, you need to treat her vagina like it's the fucking Panama Canal. Vessels of semen flow through that every single day because nothing happens.
Oh,
It's like a literal diaphragm, but biological.
But
But
you're
the thing
saying
is,
that
you
they
always
feel
need to
less
do-
when it's artificial. You're saying that they don't feel much when they do that.
yeah, no, it's fucking, it destroys the pleasure. Like you're, that's the thing. Like I would just
Well, there's-
rather keep it.
Hold on,
keep-
real quick, because this is again kind of going a little bit deeper, and the pun will be
That's
intended
what
here.
she said.
But okay, since the male G spot is technically the prostate,
Oh no.
like, could you still elicit some kind of orgasmic response by putting in a couple fingers up the butt and pressing to the left?
What the
Is that
fuck?
possible?
I mean, I guess theoretically you should still be able to stimulate the
Because
prostate.
no one ever talks about that. Like,
Yeah,
It
well, I
just
mean,
did.
What's
I
happening?
don't know. You know what really pisses me off though about like the whole Blair White situation is like she's like the quote unquote cool trans girl that's like fine with being asked like some of the like most uncomfortable questions. Like people get her in streams and they're like, oh, so you still have your penis? It's like, okay, like if this has not been worked up to, you just don't ask somebody if they have a dick or not. Like that's so weird. And like the fact that she acts so cool with it, like, oh, it's just fine. Just ask about my genitals. You know, it's cool. I'm the cool trans girl, guys. I don't get offended by really uncomfortable questions that shouldn't be asked.
Ew, he said vessels of semen. Ah, this is creepy. This is like, here's the thing. I don't mind whatever he wants to do sexually, as long as like he's clean about it. Like, you know, don't sit in your dirty fucking underwear and socks for a week, because that shit will make you and other people sick. Literally, it's bacteria. It's just, these are just really funny, weird conversations. I don't even know what to say. He's like, yeah, I heard the pussy's great. And it's like, Matt, if you fucked a tranny, if you let some thick guy fuck you in the butt, just own up to it. It ain't a big deal. You like what you like. It's okay. But you know, sorry, I'm laughing, I'm getting the gills. MundaneMatt is somebody who acts so fake. From my perspective, it's really hard. Oh, I said hard. It's really hard to tell when he's trying to bullshit and cover shit up and hide shit. So hey, maybe he likes chicks with dicks, or chicks with dicks with vaginas now. I can't remember the word for it. Leave comments if you remember the word. Oh shit. And then the prostate thing. What's this whole thing about getting up the button to the left? Oh my god. Do you guys remember when we were little and you wanted to make an insult? Anybody remember this? You'd go up your butt and around the corner, 2 doors to the left. Were we all just accidentally talking about the prostate and we had no idea? Is MundaneMatt know something we don't? Alright, let's continue. This next set, it's interesting because Andy Worski does come in, because if you remember, he put down Andy Worski basically for being fucking stupid, when it's like, wow, Matt, you of all people calling somebody stupid. Well, shit, Andy has grown his channel. Sorry. Andy has grown his channel almost double yours, motherfucker. Yeah, I guess he's real fucking stupid, isn't he? It pulled in way more views and subscribers than you. And he's a hell of a lot nicer person. But he talks politics, It's okay, I'll be honest, it's a little bit boring, but I promise get through it, because at the end we have some tea about Based Mama and Crazy Hair, but there's a lot of contradictory things when he's talking politics, and it's funny to hear him like really pumped up and act like he knows what he's talking about. Okay, just take a listen.
Right now.
But I also firmly believe that the United States should adopt English as its official language.
Yeah, I agree too with that.
And apparently that makes me a bad guy.
By the way, Matt, what are your thoughts on Trump?
We could do better.
Agree.
Well,
I will say, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, I mean, I don't know. I really do think Hillary would have been better than Trump, but I mean, Hillary's bad, you know. Like, at the same
No, Hillary would have been better than Trump.
Fuck you, man.
Hands down. She would have been more presidential than Trump. We would not be. I have a friend of mine that was like firmly in the belief that like if Hillary would have become president, we would be in World War III within like 6 months. She would have put that no-fly zone over Syria. Russia would have been like, you know. Except now Russia's targeting undersea internet lines is now what Russia's targeting.
Well, I mean, I just don't think right-leaning economics have ever been proven to work. It's like the whole like.
No, to right-leaning people, left-leaning economics has never really worked.
Well,
you know.
But what? Okay, so like every single successful capitalist society has been under regulatory systems. Like it's never not been that. Like look at any successful like mixed economy system that actually like flourishes. Like that's the problem, that they don't understand that like it's like, oh, the stock markets, they're so high. It's like do you know what comes after that? It's a bust. It's a boom and bust cycle. That's what that works on. Like it's failed economic principles. It never works ever. It's terrible. I mean, saying that it's like, oh, they look across the aisle and they're like, oh, that's really bad. To me, it doesn't really say much of anything. They're just wrong.
Yeah. It's it's, you know, I mean, people, okay, like I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter.
I was originally too, yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't like everything that he says, but I do like the idea of investing in human capital. You know, like the whole tuition-free colleges and everything else like that. I think something like that is needed, or at least the abolishment of student loan debt. You know, we should just eat the $1 trillion at this point. Like, we're already 20 trillion in debt. Fuck it. But the thing is I think that, you know, Hillary would have been, Hillary would have been like, you know, but so many people, this is the big problem with YouTube too. So you know how how Twitter and Facebook were infiltrated by Russian bots and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh God, he believes the bot.
I do believe that the same thing happened to YouTube. They just covered it up. And here's how I classify it. Here's how I qualify. Both Paul Joseph Watson and Steven Crowder skyrocketed to over 1 million subscribers in 2017. I was gaining followers left and right leading into the election. Every time I did an anti-Hillary video, because I just was still pissed off at the DNC fucking over Bernie, you know, that I was gaining followers. I was gaining a lot of stuff. And then all of a sudden, you know, I told people I'm going to be critical of Trump. Like, I don't want him, you know, but I was willing to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. That lasted all of like 2 days. And, you know, then all of a sudden I start like jettisoning followers. You know, I had such slow growth last year. Mm-hmm. And part of that, I think, has to do with, I do think that there are certain conservative commentators that have pushed an anti-Hillary, pro-Trump narrative that have found themselves getting exceptionally favored in terms of the of just the way YouTube operates. And I think a lot of that had to do with it makes no sense to me to target Twitter and to target Facebook, but to not target YouTube, which is more easily gained than either of the other fucking outlets, right? Like, the thing is, YouTube, if you notice all the radical, not just all the radical changes that have been happening at YouTube recently, like how they've changed the how you get paid, you know, 1,000 subs or you know, in 4,000 hours, right? Like, they do all that, and they like they do that as a way to cut down on people that are just mass creating accounts, mass downloading popular videos, and then re-uploading them, getting the 10,000 views that they fucking pay for, and then going off and getting into the AdSense system and then making money that way, or trying to spread particular videos by having mass upvotes, right? Because it's called velocity. What is it? It's there's just like velocity approach or something like that. It's a okay. Here's how you do it. So you hold a live stream. Like let's say you have a video planned, big video, huge video, whatever. You hold a live stream. You get all your audience in there, however many people you can get in there and shit. And then what you do while you are streaming is you publish the video, right? You publish that new video, and then you link everyone over to that video. I'm going to end the stream, go watch the video, post in the comments. Then you kill your live stream, and you keep it unpublished so it doesn't add into your analytics. And then what you do then is you then send hundreds or thousands of people over to this one video as when it launches, and the velocity viewing from that skyrockets it in the algorithm. And so that's the thing too. People could find ways to just like hit these videos, because I find I'm very much trying to figure out how the hell Paul Joseph Watson and Steven Crowder jumped up as much as they did in 2017.
Can I propose an alternative theory?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think certainly the SJWs, the way in which they arose so far as America is concerned, because primarily I think your demographic, if I'm not mistaken, is from North America, specifically the United States.
You would be correct.
Yeah, and in that region, I think that people are becoming increasingly disenchanted with the left, and I think that they believe it's like infesting academia and like film critique and video game critique and all this stuff, and I think that lots of young men in particular, young white men, are very disenchanted with this, and essentially people who may have just been like your run-of-the-mill Democrats a couple of years ago are getting pushed further to the right, and I think that explains a lot of it. I think that the transitional period from anti-SJW, I think that, like, honestly, I hate to say it, but you guys did a really good job of like filtering out the people and right into the coffers of the right. Like, you guys just
I don't disagree with part of that. I know, legitimately. I've legitimately gone back and like had that like internal moment of looking back at 2016 and whatever, and asking myself, like, did I have anything to do with this? And the truth of the matter is, maybe. I don't know. I don't have exact metrics, but yeah, maybe. And
it sucks to have to, because I think that you're kind of like a reasonable guy. You seem like you're relatively leftist. You're just kind of like leftist economically and probably socially and stuff like that.
I'm socially, like, I'm probably more fiscally conservative.
What up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's up?
How does this guy just continuously fuck up? Whenever I talk about fucking trannies, I do that privately with people I trust, Jesus Christ. And he's, you're muted? Are you muted?
Nah, I'm good. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Just regarding the shit he said about me, like, fucking, I was pissed at Kilroy for all those reasons combined, and he's saying that, and he's just doing it to benefit himself. Well, yeah, it was beneficial, but it also exposed all that fucking bull. I was right. You know what I mean? That's like telling your buddy, yo, dude, fucking that chick has AIDS, don't fuck her. And he's like, yo, whatever. And he just wants to fuck her, himself. And then he fucks her and has AIDS, and then he's bitching about it after. I don't know if it's just like that, but you know what I mean.
I like that analogy. I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
In his case,
the skeptics are like HIV.
Yeah. In his case, it's a tranny. But yeah, that's basically all I want. I don't know what else to say about this dude. This dude is like, in the corner now, like after a gang rape session with cum pouring out of his ass, just crying now. Like, he's just shaking ways, guys. He's gonna have to fucking move a lot of boulders now. Like after all this shit, he's selling boulder shirts. By the way, did you see that shit?
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
yes, they were epic.
Oh.
yes.
They're the most boring shirts too. It just says boulders.
It's the Supreme shirts from that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. So he steals someone's design and someone else's joke based on him. He stinks.
Jim says, Andy, he called you a dum-dum. Are you going to take that?
Well, okay. First of all, he might not be 100% wrong about me being dumb, but if I'm dumb, then what does this make him? You know, like, if I'm not the sharpest fucking tool in the shed, he's the jizz, the fucking guy jerked off in the shed who like fucking left in there, was like hiding from his family. That's what he is. He's the fucking dried up jizz from 2 years ago in the shed.
Goddamn kids whacking off in my tool.
Anyway, yeah. That's all I have to say, really. I'm just drinking it. I'm enjoying this.
All right, well, thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Peace, I guess.
All right, let's continue at 8:02.
In many ways, just because I feel like there's so much overspending.
Oh, yeah,
and everything else, and but like socially pretty liberal, you know, like on some things, like, you know, I'm also kind of nationalist in some respects, especially when it comes to language.
I'm 100% nationalist. Yeah, actually, on a pragmatic level, I don't think that we could abandon that yet. That's actually why I'm staunchly anti-immigration. I just think humans are too tribalist at the moment.
Well, okay, I'll put it to you like this, dude. If you go to Los Angeles, there are parts in Los Angeles where you go into this community, and it is like going to Mexico. The street signs are all in Spanish. The billboards are all in Spanish. No one there speaks English. And the place is a goddamn shithole. I have literally driven down a street in North Hollywood, which is in this whole Hispanic neighborhood.
Be careful, Matt.
I drove down a street that had 2 foot high trash. It looked like it had been like a fresh snow, and a snowplow had gone through and just pushed it all out of the way. This was like in 2011, I think 2011, 2012, long time ago. But it was right next to a country club, which is just the funniest goddamn thing. But I mean, you go to these areas. I lived in San Diego, lived in Los Angeles. I have nothing against Mexicans. Everyone I've met has been like really cool, really
He's
chill.
going full poly.
But I really don't like that type of tribalism where it's like, you know, we're just gonna trash this place because fuck it, and like it drives me up the wall because it's completely stupid that people just look the other way, and because no one wants to be the person to say thing. And so one of the things I hate, and I hate this, is like I really dislike the alt-right. But when they're talking like their ethno state, I'm just like, I would maybe move to one. You know, like, and it's not because I hate other races or anything. It's like I know what to expect.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's like homogeneity. It's
Yeah.
the idea that you understand the cultural binds that keep a community together. I think certainly there's something to be said for that. I oftentimes have conversations about determinism versus free will, and I'm like a staunch determinist.
Same.
The large field, there's different kinds of determinism, but essentially, I think if you're a determinist, you have to realize that like homogeneity makes complete sense. Like why you have so much stability in places like Japan, you know, for instance, and like such low crime rates, like Australia, right? Like those places have like a very strong bonded culture, and I certainly think that has something to do with nationalism. But I think that the goal here is to take baby steps over time.
Yeah.
To where we can become a
Well,
more unified world that isn't as concerned with like arbitrary lines on a map, you know, like, or like skin color or these very trivial fucking things. We can just break down like, oh, you like to eat this food, I like to eat that food. Oh, I just don't know how to reconcile this. You know, it's like, you know, we should move past that shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's one of those things where I like to ask the alt-righters, like, oh, how would you get your ethno state? And I said this once about Richard Spencer, And the response I got back legitimately was, well, he can't tell you or else he'd go to jail.
That's very telling.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, well, okay. Okay.
Well, that's the thing though, is like, I don't understand how, I mean, like, that's a point though. Like, I feel like it's easy to like discredit these people because like I was just about to do it. It's so easy, but like I always remember this example, the newspaper snippet of like, oh, Adolf Hitler is just a far right fringe. He's gonna be gone and out the door in a while. Like dismissing them, I feel like I want to, because it's just like, how are they gonna attain these goals? But at the same time, it's like you see like all these people gravitating towards this, like actively, and like, you know, defending the argumentation and really not looking into it, and just kind of like, oh yeah, let's just create our white ethno state, man. Like,
I mean, the thing is, if they put me in charge of plotting out a white ethno state, I'd be all like, yeah, done. Heartbeat, easy. It's easy. It really is easy. But you know what the biggest challenge is for these people? Actually acting. That's the difference. If you want an ethno state, pick a location, right? Colonize it. I'd love to use the example of Dearborn, Michigan. Okay, Dearborn, Michigan, I do believe has the largest population of Muslim immigrants in the United States. It is like going to the Middle East there. Same concept as what I mentioned before. Everything is like in Arabic and Farsi and shit, you know? And it's like, there's like the rumors there that you know, fucking Sharia laws in effect, but I don't know how true that is. But female genital mutilation happens there, you know? There's been like 200 cases in Minnesota, like in 2017, of female genital mutilation, right? But no one says a fucking word about that.
It's almost like there's some like toxic culture connected to this religion.
I know, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the hell?
Well, I mean, that's why I'm so staunchly anti-immigration. It's because you get people on the left. Like, that's the problem with my side, man. Is they're so fucked, and this is why the SJWs, they're just fucked right now, and they're never gonna get their feedback, because it's like, oh, here are our values. Here are people that disagree with all our values. Come here, please piss on all our values. It's like, what? How
the
did you get to
the biggest
this?
problem with social justice warriors in terms of trying to, because I don't think anyone, like, I have nothing against actual social justice, by the way. It's the radicalization of it, and you know, the people like Riley fucking Dennis. Oh, you don't want to date a trans person? You're a bigot.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how this works. Okay? Like,
I
you
agree.
may have a penis. I don't want to dock with you. Not my thing.
Okay, we're done with all that. Now here's the fun stuff. So there were rumors that Based Mama was hooking up with all kinds of men at Kilroy, like this guy Wizard of Cause. Funny enough, I think he told me that he thought I was like right underneath or up there with the level of crazy that they call this woman Crazy Hair, who like crashed a party and shit and refused to leave and recorded people. It just makes me laugh because if anybody knows me, I'm hyper aware and paranoid of like people not wanting me around, and if I feel that at all, like, I'm out the door. One of my worst fears is being somewhere where people don't want me around and I can't leave, if that makes sense. Anyway, so there's this rumor that Based Mama hooked up with, I think it's Wizard of Cause, or like one of them met, like, so MundaneMatt, I think Wizard of Cause were sharing a room, and that she stayed over one night and hooked up with Wizard of Cause. And that the rumor is that while that was happening, Matt was like masturbating in his bed, because apparently that's what you do. I'm like, is this real? Is this really what human beings are doing? This is VidCon 2017. So let's take a listen to this fun.
Okay, so here's what happened with that, and this is really funny because they're taking Failure Accomplished's word on this one because he was at VidCon. So Based Mama crashed with us one night, and she did that predominantly because she was tired of sharing a bed with Failure, or the other guys who were there. She was like, she wanted a night to sleep and not have to wake up with someone's boner in her back, as she put it. So she came and crashed with us. Now, at the same time, like, she didn't sleep in my bed. She slept in Wizard of Cause's bed. And, you know, the whole weekend, Nick was just like, you know, I'm here just I just want to get some, you know. I'm all like, you know, all right, cool. And when I say he wanted to get some. He literally pulled out a paper bag full of condoms and like poured it on the bed, like within like an hour of being there. And I'm all like, I don't know what kind of hotel room you think I rented here, sir. But this is no, you know, I'm like, all right, like I'll leave a sock on the door. I'll go somewhere for a while. Fuck, whatever. Nothing happened between the two of them. But the joke that I was making about it to Failure was playing up the whole like, oh fuck, what was it? You know, okay, you know how it is like when you're younger and like people are gonna hook up or something.
Can I pause it real quick? He just kind of dismissed that quickly. That sounded like, I don't know. I don't really think I believe that, but
well, because it directly implicates him, and the rumor, as the rumor goes, Wizard of Cause was just slinging the meat to base mama, and Matt was sitting there in the corner watching with hand in his pants.
Oh God! All right, 123. Let's continue.
Or you don't know if they're gonna hook up, and you're just kind of waiting for like the sounds to start. You know, like so you turn on like the stereo, or you turn on like the air conditioner because that like masks it. Well, the AC unit was on like the thermostat. It wasn't on constant run. It was on thermostat. And it was on the other side of the room, on the other side of the bed, their bed. And it would kick on for like 3 minutes, and then it would kick off for like 3 minutes. So it would be like you would hear it, and then it would stop, and then you could hear a pin drop in the room. It was so fucking quiet, and the whole time I'm just sitting there like going, oh no. Like I've been in very weird situations like that before, so I just immediately go wide awake. And so that was me, like, you know, internalizing it. And I was trying to play it up like a joke. Nothing happened, but Failure likes to run his goddamn mouth, right? He likes to run his goddamn mouth.
Well, that's kind of the whole shtick with their channel. It's meant to be a big gossip stream.
Oh yeah, totally gossip. And they love to talk about me for some reason. Like they fucking love to talk about me.
Okay, so Matt is trying to play this whole thing off like it's not real, but I have questions. First of all, Failure's supposed to be his friend. Why is he talking shit on Failure again? It's more shit talking, right? Which we know he does. Secondly, why did Based Mama go to VidCon and not have a room or people to stay with? So are you telling me that she bounced around from dude's room to dude's room, literally telling people I'm sleeping in men's beds and waking up with a dick in my back? Who does that? This bitch is a mother of like 6 or 7 kids. And you're telling me you went to VidCon going, I don't got a room, I'll just shack up with whatever penis is around. And we're supposed to believe that she wasn't hooking up with the men there while sleeping in their beds talking about dicks in her back. I don't know. I still kind of like the idea and the rumor that they were getting it on and there's Matt in the corner like skeeving it out, like rubbing one out. God, these people are so weird. Why would she do that? Like, why? Can she not afford it? Shit, with all the Kilroy, well, she didn't have the Kilroy money at the time, but you know, maybe that was part of the incentive for Kilroy. It's like, next year I'll get to come and have my own room and fuck on my own terms. Okay, this last one is about this bitch crazy hair. So the story goes that like there was a private get together between like, I think Andy Worski, Bunty King, maybe a Jeff Holiday, I don't remember, and Blair White, and they all went in one of her big rented rooms and were drinking and having fun. And in without an invitation walks Crazy Hair, and she gives everybody alcohol and a shot, and she wasn't invited. It was weird, and so they basically had to force her to leave. And then she was upset, so she left and then stood outside their door and recorded them making fun of her, and then she went and made a big drama about it. And then that's literally the big deal with this situation. So apparently Matt's gonna talk about it. I don't know. Let's listen.
So okay, so
beef with you, dude. You're like the sweetest guy from what I hear, but maybe you're just like this evil fuck.
Oh, I'm a completely evil motherfucker, man. No. What happened was this. Okay, so when I mentioned the other drama that happened at the hotel bar in LA, she was the other drama. So she came in from the Prince Edward Islands in Canada, which leads many people to believe that she herself is probably inbred. And
wait, what?
So because she talked to Canadians and ask them what's up with Prince Edward Island, they're like, oh, it's like fucking inbreeding up the ass, you know.
Okay, I don't know anything about that, but
Yeah, no, it's like gypsies and cousins fucking cousins until they're brother or sister anymore.
Well, yeah, she does have the gypsy look going on.
Oh, she's so a gypsy. She gives V Monroe a run for his fucking money just with a better accent.
Whoa!
And it's just
Wait a
I'm
minute.
pretty sure she put some curses on people. But anyway, and I'm kidding, but yeah, obviously. So anyway, here's what happened. I'm in there. I'm in the bar. I'm talking with some black guy, and she comes in and she's crying. She's just crying up a storm, and she's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" Like, well, what the fuck's going on? She's like, I went up to the hotel room that everyone's at, and I brought them gifts and drinks, and then they were mean to me, and they called me a stinking gypsy, and they called me all these names, and then they threw me out of the room, and they were laughing at me, and I'm just like, what the fuck, right? And and all this shit. Like, this is crazy. And then she said, oh, they blamed me for hacking Sargon's Twitter account. Because Sargon had his Twitter account, he had it hacked earlier that night. And I'm like, I didn't think she did it, but that's the weird thing. And then I'm like, okay, well, like, was Chris and Lacey saying anything? Because I like Chris Raygun quite a bit, and he's a cool guy. We've talked a fair amount over the years, and I'm just like, I like Chris a lot, so like, I want to know what's going on. Like, I can trust what he said. And she's like, no, they were all just laughing. And I'm like, okay. And so then she goes, I recorded everything. And I'm like, no fucking way. Let me hear it. Like, let me hear the recording. And she's all, okay, but I don't know how loud it's going to be. I don't know how. And what it was is she was recording it from like in her hand outside of the door or something. Right. And so all I could hear were people laughing. That was it. There was no other noise. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, do you want me to go up there and like talk to him or something? And she's like, can you go get Sargon? Can you go get Sargon? And I'm like, yeah, all right, I guess. And I go over and I get Sargon. I'm like, hey man, can you come check this out? And I fill him in. And he goes to listen to the recording. He can't understand it either. And then by this point in time, the bar was closing down and shit. And Chris and Lacey and Blair and everyone came down. And I went over and said, what the fuck's going on? And they said, oh, yeah, this is what happened. And she came on up. And keep in mind, you had to use like a key card to get to the floor. Like there was like security that was stopping you from going up there. And she was able to bypass security. And so essentially, it was just kind of like, apparently they tossed her out because she had overstayed her welcome. Oh. So the next day rolls around and she goes over to Andy Worski's hotel room, and she asks to use the computer to offload some of the footage she took of Anita Sarkeesian. Well, according to Chris, she asked to use the internet, like what was the Wi-Fi password, and apparently was like looking through Andy's laptop and like maybe got access to his Twitter or something, because Andy was going to go meet with Francesca Ramsey, and halfway through that meeting, Crazy Hair showed up. So it was one of those things where it's like, say what now? And like, it just freaked everybody the fuck out. And so I don't know how it all went. I don't know all the details because I wasn't there for every bit of it. But what happened was we came back, and then like, people weren't saying anything about it, but then she started saying shit about it. And then everyone felt the need to defend themselves. Well, what she said to me about me is a lie. She would say like, oh, Matt would come up to me and Matt wanted to know what was going on and Matt wanted to get involved in all this shit. And I'm like, girl, you came and talked to me. Like, that's it. This is what and so what it was is she was going from like podcast, like YouTuber to YouTuber doing these live streams, talking about it. I mean, like one a day, so to speak. She was on Queenie's show. She was on a bunch of people's shows. And so people would send me like, oh, Crazy Hair's talking about you. So they'd send me a link and I'd go in and I'd start calling her out in the chat. I'd start calling her out, and then people were like, oh, well, Matt's a much bigger YouTuber. Let's bring him in and see what he has to say. I'm like, all right. And then she would just take off. She would just run every time. She won't face me.
She feared the boulder.
Fucking normal and shit. She won't face me at all. Like she'll She just runs. But that was a big part of the drama, man. She was like, I think she's going to VidCon again this year, and if no one wants her there. Oh, okay, I'll tell you the craziest thing Crazy Hair did. Vernaculus and her were sharing a room, and Vernaculus woke up one morning and she was playing with like a GoPro, and she's like, "Oh, this is funny. It was recording all night." So she had like pointed a GoPro at the bed. They had one bed in the hotel room, and she had recorded, apparently, allegedly, at least according to her, recorded them sleeping.
That is bizarre.
It's bizarre. And then when Vernaculus told Jeff and Memory Holiday about that, Memory's like, "Go get your shit, come back over here. You're gonna crash with us tonight." 'Cause it was like the last night. And so that was that. They fucking, like, he got out of there and just went over and hung out with Jeff and Memory. But there was a guy who was there. His name was Alan, and he's not really a YouTuber. He's more of a fan. He's a good guy. And apparently, like, him and her had a relationship, and they had been bumping uglies at some point in time.
They've been bumping what?
Oh, bumping uglies. Sorry, they had
bumping uglies.
They had previously fucked.
This is like a high school drama clique. Like,
all right, that's the secret recordings. I just thought they were funny, and I wanted to share some of these with you. Apparently, the Ralph Retort, whoever they got this from, these Discord recordings, basically has given them stuff before and was like, "If you want more, give me $100. So Ralph paid 100, and then Metokur paid, Ralph paid 50, Metokur paid 50, and they showed it on the show. You know, here's the thing. Every time I make a Matt video, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I think I'm probably done. But like, sillier and sillier shit comes out about him. He's the gift that keeps on giving. I was so sad. I was off of YouTube when it came out that he possibly, like, got kicked out of church because he held a girl up at, like, knife point, wanting to have sex with her, but then says how she was wanting to have sex with him and, like, was lying in the story. And I really wanted to cover that, but then it was like, you know, it's dead and gone. If you guys are interested, I could always talk about it, but it's everywhere. So Matt's just silly. Like, he's just silly. I'm not even really mad at him at this point. I mean, I am, but, like, he's almost like that guy Gabe the Samurai. Y'all know him? Oh my god. It's like every time he comes around, I just laugh. Like, I can't take these people seriously. These fucking weirdo. Like, and here's the thing. I'm a weirdo. So when I call somebody a fucking weirdo, like, something's up. When I think something's weird. Because my standards for weird are pretty fucking low. Well, high. Wait, which one is it? I have a high threshold, a high tolerance for weird. It's friends with fucking Phildo the Wizard. Okay, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed giving it to you. This has been JoySparklebS. Continue to be blessing yourselves and blessing others. Continue to try to find the joy and the sparkles of the bullshit in the world. Please leave comments. I try to answer all the comments. I typically post between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. on the weekdays, and on the weekends, sometime. Post 2 videos a day, typically. If I don't, I'm either sick or something happened. So, I probably look like, I feel like I probably come across like higher drunk right now. I'm just really tired. I'm really tired. So I'm like getting slap happy. Yeah, I try to respond to the comments, so if you leave a comment, I will probably respond if you leave it quickly. As well as please like or dislike the video, because everything helps me in the algorithm, and if you are new, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. But you probably might not hear from me anyways, because YouTube hates me, so that's why I said come back well, I guess weekdays, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. There will be 2 new videos. God, Matt's fun to talk about. Okay, I love you guys. Take care. Blessings. I'll see you soon. I hope you enjoyed it. And on to the next video. Mwah. Goodbye.